Hi everyone, welcome to Little Wicket Railway. I'm Rob and in this video we're fixing up a Hornby 14xx. This is one of a handful of locos that I won at auction that were advertised as spares and repairs. This one was described as being a jerky runner, and as you'll see, I initially thought it was going to be a really easy fix. But it actually turned out to be an incredibly frustrating fix that took me quite a long time, so some sequences have been shortened to improve your viewing experience. Basically, I've cut out the 2 hours where I was just swearing at the thing. Please do subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. It will make all the hours of pain and suffering worth it. Enjoy.
This is our first model with a problem. It is a Hornby class 14xx. It's R2095A. It's a BR042 tank locomotive number 1421. Not too sure when it was released, but it is from the Top Link range, so I'm guessing 90s, early 2000s. And I've got a sticker that says it was a jerky runner for £30. That's quite a lot to charge for a jerky runner, I think, but let's see whether we can fix it and remove that sticker and actually make it worth £30. Let's put that to one side. There's a little hole at the back. There's a tip for getting these locos out. Put your finger through the hole so you avoid doing any damage to them. Apologies, I've got a bit of a cough. So here is the model, and it's actually a really nice model given the age of it. The cab interior is not particularly detailed, but the rest of it is quite nice. Plenty of detail, a little bit dusty, no sprung buffers. But yeah, a nice amount of detail on an older model and a decent weight as well. So let's see whether it really is a jerky runner. If we get these lined up. I mean, all models when I put them on this type of rolling road have a bit of a shimmy to them because these don't align perfectly each time. So there is always some sort of they're always usually a bit of a wiggle, but let's see if I turn this up whether it works. It works. Does it? Well, I've just seen something drop off the bottom, and I would. It's off. Well, I would 100% say that is definitely a jerky runner. That's far more shimmy than a model would usually have on the rolling road. And I have a suspicion of what's causing it already. And if I hold only the two front wheels on, it actually runs very smoothly. I don't know whether the rear wheels pick up as well. No, the rear wheels. Oh, they do pick up. There you go. And that feels quite good to me. So I suspect the problem is the centre wheels. And these centre wheels have traction tyres on them. And these traction tyres are disintegrating. And that is what I think has just dropped off the bottom of the loco here. I'll show you. What's that? That's a bit of tired old rubber. It's just broken in half as I put it down there as well. So yeah, these traction tyres are dead. I mean, half of them's missing already. So I think if we can get these traction tyres off and give the wheels a bit of a tidy up, we'll be back in business. But we will need some replacement traction tyres. So I'm going to go away and look up the service sheet for this locomotive. Let's have a quick Google. Hornby 14xx service sheet. And you can see that it is covered by this service sheet. So let's open it up. And there's the exploded diagram. There is the traction tyre, labelled part number 8. And if we go to part number 8, we've got 4, it says 4 traction tyres. Oh, that's the pack. That's how many come in a pack. Presumably we only need 2, and it's part number X8063. Let's copy that and go to hornby.com. Let's just search for it, eh? Traction tyres. And these are out of stock. And Hornby's spares department is shockingly bad, to be honest. They very rarely have any spare parts for Locomotive. These are actually consumable parts, so they really should have these in stock, but they don't. £2.49 would have been a reasonable price to pay as well, so I'm a bit disappointed, and we will have to go searching elsewhere. Let's have a look on eBay. Aha, and here we go. We've got some traction tyres here, so they are still available on eBay. Let's go ahead and get those ordered. And here are my traction tyres. So I was able to get hold of some on eBay. There's 4 in there. They look nice and rubbery. So I'm going to go spend some time cleaning the mess off of here, because this is going to take a while to get this crud off. It's really stuck on there. And I'll give the wheels a tidy up, and we'll come back and fit these, so bear with me. So I've just about managed to get all the crud off those centre wheels. I actually found that by poking at it using the tweezers, and then using this Conrad Electronics, like it's meant to be a wheel brush, but I have accidentally removed traction tyres using this before, so it suddenly occurred to me that when I want to actually remove traction tyres, it might be the tool for the job, and it seems to have done pretty well. So let's put it back on the rolling road and see how it runs without traction tyres to start with, and whether it still wobbles. Oh, we might still have a problem there. Right, we need to do some more investigation work, because it's still got a bit of a twitch, because I haven't managed to get all the crud off the tyres. Is that right? Please be that. That will make life a lot simpler. Yes. Let's give it another go on here. Come on, if you come. Right. That looks better. Let's try that again. Well, it's better, but it's still not perfect. And I'm pretty sure those centre driving wheels are completely clean now. Let's see if it runs smoothly without using those centre wheels. So I'll just pop it on with just the front wheels. Let's try this. And it's still wobbling. So it's something to do with those front wheels. Let's get the body off, and that might show us what's going on. There aren't many screws holding this model together. There are 3 underneath and a hidden screw in the chimney, and I'm not entirely sure what holds what together, so I'm just going to take them all out. Don't forget to unclip the plastic pipework at either end. You won't be able to separate the body shell from the chassis until you've pulled these out. And it should now just be a case of pulling down and away from the back of the model, but it doesn't feel like it wants to come out. There we go.
Hello, narrator Rob taking over from here because I can't do fiddly jobs like this and talk to the camera coherently at the same time, and this next bit took me quite a while. Obviously, apart from the traction tyres needing to be replaced, there was something not quite right with this model. Removing the body didn't reveal anything obvious, so I decided to crack on with replacing the tyres and see what else might be wrong after that. To replace the tyres, you just need to remove the pins that hold the connecting rods onto the wheels. These are just push fit and they'll come out if you just slide some tweezers between them and the wheel. Normally, to replace the tyres, you'd only need to remove the pins from the centre wheel, but because I suspected something wasn't quite right with the front wheels, I removed all 4 pins and both the rods completely. Fitting the tyres is really easy, they just sit in the groove around the edge of the wheel. You just need to make sure that they're seated correctly. I hold the tyre in place with a finger and then stretch it into place by running tweezers around the edge of the tyre and just guiding it into the slot. When both tyres were on, I added a bit of grease to the gears and gave only the centre wheel a run. And there was absolutely no wobble. After that, I optimistically replaced the connecting rods and pushed the pins back in, but it still had a wobble. And this confirmed my thoughts that there's either something wrong with that front set of wheels or the way that these wheel sets are connected. So I removed the base keeper plate and the wheel sets completely, and this is where things got a bit frustrating because it still wasn't obvious what exactly was causing the problem. I made sure that the quartering was correct for each wheel set, so this is where the wheels on either side of the axle should be 90 degrees out of phase, or to put it another way, a quarter of a rotation different. Looking at it, I thought the front wheels might have been slightly out, but not significantly. I also checked the back-to-back of each wheel set, so this is the distance between the back of each wheel. I'm using a 14.5mm brass tool from DCC Concepts that fits over the axle, and this is also useful for making sure that the wheels are completely parallel and that there's no bend in the axle. Again, I made a minor adjustment, but nothing dramatic. Then it was a case of putting it all back together again. I checked that the pickups were correctly positioned and not catching on the wheels in any way. One of those things, or maybe a combination of all of them, seemed to do the trick.
Here's the model. I've spent absolutely ages fiddling with it. It's got new traction tyres, the gears have all been lubricated, and I have just made sure that the back-to-backs on the wheels are right. I've also checked that the quartering's okay because I thought that might be causing a little bit of a wobble as well because it didn't look quite right to me. And also I made sure that the axles, that the wheels were perfectly parallel to each other and that there was no bend in the axles and that there was also nothing in the slot. So this doesn't have bearings, it's just got 2 slots that the axles sit in, but there was nothing blocking those. But I think I've got it to a point now where we've completely lost the wobble and it runs really quite nicely. There we go. If I move it backwards, it's got brilliant slow speed control on this model. Yeah, so I think we can call that fixed. That is a success. So that'll be going up on eBay if you are interested in it, because I can't afford to keep all these models that I've been buying at auction, and British Railways isn't really my era. I need one of these in GWR really.
I took her down to the layout just to give her a proper run, and she's a very nice little Loco. Apologies for the quality of the video, but I was filming handheld with my phone, as this was just meant to be a little test session to check everything was working. It's really frustrating that I don't know exactly what the cause of the problem was, But it was a good learning experience taking this model apart, and at the end of the day, it's fixed, which is all that matters. If you found this video useful, then please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Special thanks to all the YouTube members and patrons for your support. It's very much appreciated, and your names are up on the screen now. The final thing to do was to remove the sticker that said this was the Jerky runner, because it is no longer a Jerky runner. Thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you again soon.